to Major League Baseball, the Bowl Championship Series, the National Football League, NASCAR, and FoxSports.com.
We are Fox Sports!
Welcome to the Chevy pregame show on Fox. It is a clear, crisp night in the Bronx. The perfect weather for late October baseball. In Game 1 of the World Series, Cliff Lee silenced New York's Big Bats, and Chase Utley blasted 2 towering shots. The defending champs grabbed the early edge in the series, but buckle up for some fun tonight. Pedro is back in town. The 3-time Cy Young Award winner is ready to face the Yankees, their fans, and those Who's Your Daddy chants. But first, we have got something special planned in the Chevy pregame show, as if Pedro's return to the Bronx and this World Series Game 2 matchup wasn't exciting enough. Here to get the stadium rocking is one of New York's favorite sons, international recording superstars Jay-Z and Alicia Keys, here to perform their hit single, Empire State of Mind.
Yeah. New York, what's up? Yeah, I'm on that Brooklyn, now I'm down in Tribeca, right next to the narrow, but I'll be hood forever. I'm the new Sinatra, and since I made it here, I can make it anywhere. Yeah, they love me everywhere. I used to cap in Harlem, all of my Dominicanos right there up on Broadway. Brought me back to that McDonald's, took it to my stash spot, 560 State Street. Catch me in the kitchen like the Simmons whipping pastry, cruising down A Street, off-white Lexus, driving so slow with BK is from Texas. Me and my dead Bed-Stuy, home of that boy Biggie. Now I live on Billboard, and I brought my boys with me. Say what up the Tata, still sipping my top, sitting courtside. Knicks and Nets give me high five. Yeah, I be spiked out. I can trick a referee. Tell by my attitude that I'm most definitely right. With OG at a Yankee game. Yeah, I made the Yankee hat more famous than a Yankee can. You should know I bleed blue, but I'm not a crypto. But I got the whole nation rocking with my click though. Welcome to the melting pot, corners where they love the rock. African and body kid, home of the hip hop. Yellow cap, gypsy cap, salad cap, collar back, Aurora does it ain't for they act like they forgot how to act. 8 million stories out here in the naked city. It's a pity half of y'all won't make it. Me, I got a plug special ed, I got it made. Jeezy paying LeBron, I'm paying Dwayne Wade. 3 dice CeeLo, 3 Cup Marley. Labor Day parade, rest in peace, Bob Marley. Statue of Liberty, long live the World Trade, long live the King, yo. I'm from the Empire State now.
Well, New Yorkers are now in the right frame of mind after that performance as they try to even the best-of-7 series at 1 game apiece. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Game 2 of the World Series right here on Fox. I am Chris Rose, as always, joined by the world champion, Mark Grace, Eric Karros, and the world champion manager of the Chicago White Sox, our guest analyst, Ozzie Guillen, who was rocking out and taking pictures.
I saw photos.
Did you see it?
I love it. You know what? It's funny because my kids got a little bit more and they had to pay for it, but I think it was awesome. Awesome. First time I ever see him. Awesome.
We're making a whole road trip next week. We're all going to see him in concert.
Yes, we got him.
And you're paying.
Well, yeah. I'll take that. that.
Guys,
he did a good job.
Electric atmosphere tonight, in part, not only because of who just performed, but because of Pedro Martinez. A few minutes ago, he stepped onto the field. Here was the reaction by the Yankee Stadium crowd. Well, Pedro no longer wears that Boston B on his cap, but here at Yankee Stadium, still has a bullseye on his chest.
I don't know if you have realized this, but I might be the most influential player that ever stepped in Yankee Stadium. And I don't believe in them curses. Wake up to Don Bambino and have me face him. Maybe I'll drill him in the... I mean, what can I say? Just tip my hat and call the Yankees my daddy.
Come to daddy.
I said it before. When you have 60,000 people chanting your name, you have to consider yourself someone special. I respect older people.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm not a violent man.
Martinez now pointing. That's the wrong thing to do.
I just compete. Then yes, I would do whatever it takes to beat you.
You know, during yesterday's press conference, Ozzie, he looked bitter and angry at times. Is this part of the head games that he likes to play? Because he's a different pitcher now.
I love Pedro Martinez. He's not the same one he was with Boston. He's not the same one he was in the past. But when he talks like that, he's ready to pitch. He prepared himself real well. He loves to pitch in this stage. He loves to pitch in New York. And I think Pedro's going to be fine.
Well, I'll tell you, one thing that hasn't changed with Pedro in his entire career, he's never intimidated. And I remember coming up with him, the Los Angeles Dodger organization, and he is a rookie facing Matt Williams, who at the time, one of the best hitters in the big leagues. Boom, what'd he do? Buzz him. Throw another one right at his head. Pedro doesn't care. He likes those sorts of situations.
Did you ever buzz your tower, pal?
Well, if you've ever faced Pedro long enough, yeah, I got my clock cleaned by Pedro Martinez, but that's part of it. That's part of his intimidation. And Ozzie said he's not physically what he used to be. He's still a very smart pitcher. He's still got a ton of this, but you know what? He's become a finesse pitcher now, and he doesn't have the 95, 96 that he used to have. So I think the patient Yankee hitters are going to be able to lay off those tantalizing off-speed pitches. I think it's going to be a long night for Martinez.
Well, you know what? The Yankees definitely understand what's going on here, and they understand why there is a buzz in the air.
It's going to be electric. You know, Pedro's pitched plenty of big games here.
Coming into New York is going to be something completely insane. The new stadium, Pedro coming back to face the Yankees. It'll be fun.
He's proven that he enjoys this atmosphere, and the Yankee fans really get to him. Pedro's a guy that you enjoy competing against. He's one who's going to go down as one of the greatest pitchers of all time. It's going to be a definite challenge for him.
EK, I want to look at this from the Yankees side of things. They're already down in the series. If they fall behind 2 or 3-0 after 3 or 4 innings, are they going to be feeling any pressure in that dugout?
I don't think the Yankees will feel pressure. I think maybe the fans will have some pressure, anxiety. But this is a ball club. Even if they do go down 2-0, they've got Pettit, then Sabathia, and on top of that, they go on the road. Not the ideal situation to be down 0-2, but the series will not be over regardless of what happens tonight.
No, you mentioned Pettit, you mentioned Sabathia, but tonight it's A.J. Burnett, and it's well well documented that this guy has command problems. He puts a lot of base runners on base with walks, and he'll always, it seems in the postseason, to have about a 20-pitch period where he absolutely just loses his mind. Starts bouncing baseballs, starts destroying Jose Molina behind the plate, blocking balls all over the place. If he can condense that 20-pitch period to maybe a 10-pitch period, I think this thing's going back to Philadelphia 1-1.
Well, I think in this game, you cannot be a hero. You cannot be Beirut. You got to go to approaching the plate and be patient. Most of the time, a lot of people want to be a hero, want to be in the paper, want to be a superstar. All of a sudden, you do everything opposite. I think you got to stay with the game, and everything will work out for you.
Are you saying sometimes the media in New York and the fans can be critical of people? Is that what you're saying? What are you doing?
You talk to me about it?
Yeah.
This morning, I can't even get off on my room because I have to Philadelphia to win in 6, and I have a tough time right now in New York.
But wait until you get to Philly for the weekend, man. They're going to love you.
They love you there, Pat. I love you there, Oz.
Okay, I hope so.
Hey, this is good news for Ozzy and Philly fans. 11 of the last 12 teams that won Game 1 also went on to win the World Series. We're coming back with more after this.
I'm here on behalf of Taco Bell. Taco Bell is giving away free blackjack tacos to everybody in America. All you have to do is stop by your local Taco Bell, pick one up on Halloween at 6 p.m. So pick one up.
All right, guys, before we get out of here, let's sink our teeth into the keys of the game. Mark Grace, what do you got?
Derek Jeter got 3 base hits last night. The rest of the Yankee lineup basically donut. Fellas, it's time to show up. This is the World Series. If that happens, like I said, we're going back to Philly 1-1.
I think it's going to be the bullpen tonight, boys, and that's what's going to make the difference. It'll be interesting because the Yankees, there's a confidence factor there. The Phillies, they haven't pitched in over a week. And it's not going to be a Rivera deal. It's going to be middle relief. I expect a high-scoring game.
To me, I think Philadelphia tried to get on base, make A.J. Burnett throw a lot of pitches. Every time they get on base, they got the opportunity to steal second or third, and that's why A.J. Burnett's getting in trouble. He tried overreaction. I love A.J. I know him. Just get on base, boys.
All right. I predict that. Hey, are you guys going to win tonight or not? What's going to go on? Get up here, quick.
I got to get ready for it.
Man,
it's unbelievable. These guys, they just won't talk to you.
You lead the league in getting blown off.
Good luck. Good luck. Hey, they're doubling the or tickets to the World Series. So may the best team win at worldseries.com/Chevy. Coming up next, Grammy Award winner John Legend performs the National Anthem. We are just a few minutes away from first pitch here at Yankee Stadium. The Phillies leading the best-of-7 series 1-0, but it is time right now for the playing of our national anthem. For that, we send it up to the public address announcer, Paul Olden.
Please direct your attention now to the microphone behind home plate. And welcome, 6-time Grammy Award winner, John Legend. He will now sing our national anthem.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
back in the Bronx. Joe and Tim will be back to break it out down right after this. Booth. Joe Buck, the world is yours, my friend.
I don't know about that, but we are ready for Game 2 of this 2009 World Series. I'm Joe. Tim is coming right up. A recap of last night's pretty easy, isn't it? Two main guys. It was the left arm of Cliff Lee, brilliant. It was the big bat of Chase Utley, who went deep twice off Sabathia, and the Phillies took care in easy fashion of the Yankees in Game 1. And I know, Tim McCarver, that the big story in this series right now is that the defending champs are up 1-0. But of more pressing concern is the other big story, and that's that Pedro Martinez gets the ball tonight for the Phillies.
It is one of the great stories in World Series history. Just think, Pedro Martinez sitting at home in Santo Domingo last February, inactive. He signs with the Philadelphia Phillies on August the 12th. He has 9 starts. He wins 5 of them. And here he is starting Game 2 in Yankee Stadium. Pedro Martinez. It can't get any better.
Yeah, no. And he was terrific in his first postseason start this year at Dodger Stadium. Game 2 of the NLCS. 7 shutout innings on 2 hits. So when you look at this lineup for the Yankees, you can talk about Alex Rodriguez, who's been so good this postseason. But how about these 3 spots? Robinson, Cano, Mark Teixeira. You look at their averages, and that 114 average for Nick Swisher has put him on the bench. Jerry Hairston Jr. gets the start tonight in right field for the New York Yankees. Off we go. It's Game 2 right now. Down a game for the first time this postseason, the Yankees now face adversity. Last night, their powerful lineup silenced by an overpowering Phillies lefty. Tonight in Game 2, an old nemesis returns. Can Pedro, an all-too-familiar foe, write another chapter in an already brilliant career? Or will Yankee bats ignite? Will A.J. prove his worth? Hey, the answer's coming up next on Fox. It's Jimmy Rollins leading off. Shane Victorino batting second. Chase Utley hits third. Ryan Howard cleans up. Jason Worth is in right. Raul Ibanez in left. The DH is Matt Stairs. Pedro Feliz at third base, and Carlos Ruiz does the catching. He bats ninth. And there's a look at the regular season numbers for A.J. Burnett. During the season, a 13-game winner in the first year of a 5-year, $82.5 million deal.
And here it is, his fourth start in the postseason, and it's the same for A.J. when he goes out there. He can't fall behind because that's when he has to come in with the fastball. But when he is right, if he gets ahead, the best curveball in the game.
Before his first pitch, here's our opening pitch, brought to you by Budweiser, with full flavor and a crisp, clean finish. It's what we do. Here's Jimmy Rollins. Last night, 1 for 4. See how patient the Philly hitters are against Burnett, and if he can get out in front. Strike one. That skips in. Curveball, and the count, a ball and a strike. There is last night's hero for Philadelphia, Cliff Lee. 9 innings, no earned runs, only 6 hits. 52-degree night in New York. And Rollins pops it into left. Right at Damon. 1 out. Well, you know, 1/9 of the defense. And the rest of it brought to you by Moto Blur. As we look at the outfield left to right, Damon, Cabrera, Hairston Jr. Around the infield, A-Rod, Jeter, Robinson, Cano, and Mark Teixeira, with Jose Molina has become the catcher for A.J. Burnett. Here's Victorino. Shane had a hit last night, scored a run. 1 for 4. Chase Utley on deck. And a strike on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Fourth start this postseason for Burnett. 3 no decisions. The Yankees are 2-1 in his starts. Ball 1. There's a good curveball, strike 2.
Once again, that's what happened when A.J. Burnett gets ahead. He forces the opposition to swing at balls out of the strike zone. Normally a patient club. If he stays ahead, he's going to be tough.
Got him. 2 out.
It also opens up the inside corner, and he goes inside to Victorino for his first strikeout.
Terrific movement on that fastball from Burnett.
2-seam fastball that came back over the plate.
And with the bases empty, here's Chase Utley, who gets a congratulatory boo here at Yankee Stadium for what he did last night. 2 of his 3 home runs this postseason, and he got CC Sabathia twice. Strike 1 to all 3 hitters. Pitch 1 has been strike 1, and that's so important for Burnett. Breaking ball misses low, and the count 1-1. We talked about it last night for Chase Utley. Joins Babe Ruth. The last time a left-handed batter hit 2 home runs off a left-handed pitcher in the same World Series game. 457 World Series games since Game 4 of 1928. Here's a 1-1 to Utley. Low, 2-1.
And as we said last night, the one impressive thing about Chase's home runs last night, they were both hit with 2 strikes. Normally hitters cut down on their swing with 2 strikes and try to protect the plate. Not last night with Utley.
That's ball 3. Utley has now reached in 26 straight postseason games, which is a baseball record, by hit, walk, or hit by pitch. Last night he walked in the first inning, and he's up on the count here 3-1 before Pedro takes the hill in the bottom of this first. And Utley flies one into left. Damon is there. Phillies go in order. Good start for Burnett. Now it's Pedro's turn. Bottom of the first in the Bronx, no score. Off, Johnny Damon bats second. Mark Teixeira hits third. Alex Rodriguez, hitless last night with 3 strikeouts, cleans up. Hideki Matsui, the DH. Robinson Cano. Jerry Hairston Jr. makes his first start of the postseason. He's in right. Melky Cabrera in center. And Jose Molina does the catching, batting ninth. And here is Pedro Martinez, 5-1 in 9 regular season Philly starts. And no decision in that one NLCS start out in L.A.
If you're familiar with Pedro Martinez's style, he is a master at deception. Very wily, creative, an occasional curveball. He'll pitch right-handed batters more inside than he will left-handed batters. I'll tell you, seeing Derek Jeter walk up there, Joe, 2 guys in World Series history. I mean, these guys focus. They zone out everything, and nobody does it even any better than Derek Jeter or Pedro Martinez.
And they get to hook up right out of the gate. Here we go. Ball 1 low. Talking to these Yankee hitters, Johnny Damon in particular, talked about the importance of getting that changeup over for Pedro and for the Yankee hitters to lay off it when it's in the dirt. And that "Who's Your Daddy" chant, referencing a comment that Pedro made back in September of 2004. The month before, Pedro's Boston Red Sox had that comeback down 3-0 in the ALCS. Pedro pitched in Game 7 in relief at the old Yankee Stadium. That's at the knees, and strike 2 on Jeter, who had 3 hits last night. Take a look at the defense, and for the Phillies, it's brought to you by Moto Blur. In the outfield, it's Ibanez tonight in left. He DH'd last night. Victorino in center. Jason Worth in right. Feliz, Rollins, Utley, Howard around the infield, and Carlos Ruiz does the catching for Pedro. Breaking ball stays up and in. 2-2. Ball 3. And Derek Jeter leading off is making Pedro Martinez work to get this first out. And a good start for Pedro as he gets Derek Jeter. 88-mile-an-hour fastball by his bat for out number 1.
Charlie Manuel telling us that Pedro in Los Angeles, his fastball got up to 93 miles an hour. There is so much deception. Again, those long fingers that Pedro Martinez has, it seems like even an 88-mile-an-hour fastball, he hangs on to it a little longer.
On a 52-degree night in the New York area, as strike 1 is into Johnny Damon. The Yankees are not a team in the category of a young, aggressive group that will go after that changeup like the Dodgers did, some of their younger hitters. And this is a lineup for the Yankees filled with veteran hitters who have faced Martinez a lot in their big league careers. No 1-1. There's a good changeup and strike 2.
And in Johnny Damon's case, not only faced him a lot, but played behind him a lot when they were teammates with the Red Sox. Good changeup there in a perfect spot.
And to the right side foul. Home plate umpire tonight is Jeff Nelson. Brian Gorman is at first, Mike Everett at second, Dana DeMuth at third. Down the right field line is the crew chief Jerry Davis. And Joe West needs better lighting for his headshot. He's down the left field line.
That changeup just fouled down the right field line.
Another 1-2 to Damon. And a strikeout on a changeup. So a strikeout on a fastball of Jeter and a strikeout with a changeup on Johnny Damon.
There aren't too many pitchers in baseball who could throw 3 changeups in a row like Martinez just did.
The Home Depot tools to victory here tonight.
Well, the Phillies came in here wanting 1 win. So they are playing with house money, and the croupier is Pedro Martinez. Must-win situation for the Yankees? I think so.
I agree. With 2 out, nobody on. Teixeira takes an 86-mile-an-hour fastball up. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Also, it may be the first time the word croupier is on a baseball telecast.
With 2 out, nobody on. Teixeira, who was 0 for 4 last night, who was hitting only 186 this postseason, is in the hole now. And Pedro Martinez, in his return to the Bronx, new Yankee Stadium, could strike out the side here in the first inning.
If Teixeira gets Martinez to throw strikes, Martinez is the type pitcher that Teixeira could break out against. The reason for that is Pedro doesn't throw hard enough to get inside on Teixeira. That's how American League pitchers try to pitch him. High tight fastballs and breaking balls away. If Pedro throws strikes to Teixeira, Teixeira could break out of it.
The Yankees need that to happen. 2-2 pitch. And a pop-up straight up on the infield. And it is Rollins who takes over and makes the play. He and Ryan Howard shoot each other a glance on their way back to the dugout. Good start for Pedro. No score after 1 in game 2. And even better, you have a chance to win a new Chevy. Just register at worldseries.com/Chevy and may the best team win. A.J. Burnett had an uneventful first inning, and he will work to Ryan Howard, Jason Worth, and Raul Ibanez here in the second. Surprised at the lack of a response for Pedro Martinez in the bottom of the first inning. This crowd is very quiet here for game 2 at the beginning.
It really is.
First time that Pedro's pitched in this park. There's plenty to talk about with regard to the Philly right-hander as Burnett brings it to Howard. A high strike going 1. Ryan Howard had to deal with the left-handed Sabathia last night. Doubled in his first at bat and struck out his next 2 times up. Tonight a right-hander, and 40 of the 47 home runs Howard has hit this year, and includes the postseason, come against right-handed pitching. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's strike 2.
3 straight fastballs to Howard. 2 inside, 1 away. Yankees will try to pitch Ryan Howard, breaking balls out of the strike zone when they get ahead.
And Howard just gets a piece as Burnett gives him a curveball. Still 1-2. This Philadelphia club, they are the defending champs. 93 wins during the regular season, and they won the NL East by 6 games over the Marlins. Charlie Manuel, in his 5th year, has won the NL East 3 straight seasons. A 1-2 again, and a strikeout for Burnett, his 2nd of the night.
These are the types of swings that hitters have against the A.J. Burnett breaking ball. That ball just disappearing out of the strike zone.
Brings in Jason Worth. We talked about it during the ALCS with regard to A.J. Burnett, that when he gets that curveball working, and it's like that, and he has his control, he is in that same category with Beckett, 2 former Florida Marlins. Beckett can just get to the next level when he snaps off the good curveball, and you see it early, and Beckett looks like he's got good control here tonight, at least to the first 4 batters. He's 0-1 on Jason Worth, and now a ball and a strike. So A.J. Burnett, who was a part of that 2003 World Championship team, but on the DL when the Marlins beat the Yankees, is now up on the count to Jason Worth, 1-2. Worth lays off the curveball, 2-2.
A.J. Burnett has faced 5 Philly hitters and thrown a first pitch strike to each one.
You know, when CC Sabathia signs a deal for $161 million, $23 million a year, then A.J. Burnett comes in after and signs an $82.5 million deal. You think, oh, what a bargain. It's for 5 years. It's $16+ million a year. The Yankees need a good start from this right-hander here tonight, down in this series. He does not have a win this postseason. He's pitched well in 2 of his 3 starts.
I think this is going to be a fastball. A lot of times when a pitcher shakes, yes, I want that pitch. Yes, I want it there. It's a fastball, and it is a fastball away.
A running fastball, as it turns out, that came inside to Worth, and the count's still 2-2.
Hitters pick up on that too. You can't shake your head yes twice, because when you do that, what you're telling your catcher is, yes, I want that fastball. Yes, I want it there. This will be a curve here.
And reaching for it and fouling it is Worth. Jason Worth hit one of 3 home runs against A.J. Burnett on May 22nd. In that game, the Phillies beat Burnett 7-3. A.J. went 6, allowed 5 runs on 8 hits. Here's his 2-2 to Worth. Full count. On 3-2, a breaking ball and a ground ball to third, picked up by Rodriguez. 2 gone. Raul Ibanez is coming up, and he was a big piece of the puzzle acquired during the offseason. Signed by Ruben Amaro Jr. The Phillies led the National League in home runs, runs, RBIs. First back-to-back pennants in team history. And they beat the Rockies and the Dodgers to get to this World Series. Ibanez, who hit a career-high 34 home runs, stands in with 2 out and nobody on. Strike 1. So for all 6 batters, A.J. Burnett has thrown a strike on the first pitch.
And all fastballs.
That's a ball. Lee Jenkins, who is a terrific writer, sports writer, and works now for Sports Illustrated, reported that Raul Ibanez could be facing off-season surgery on a small muscle tear near his abdomen. Something that was discovered in late June. He put off the surgery. He's been playing with the injury. There's strike 2. That time he also had a sore left groin, went on the DL. Came back on the 11th of July, and the power and the average have not been there like it was at the start of the season before he was injured. The 1-2. Spins out of there 2-2. Matt Stairs, the DH, on deck. And a little fly ball into left. Johnny Damon cannot get there. It's a fair ball, and it's a double. Just fair down the left field line, and Ibanez has a double here with 2 out in the second.
Only 7 guys play behind a pitcher, and they can't be everywhere. No way to defend a ball hit down the left field line. It looked like it may have hit on the inside of the line and bounding into foul territory and into the stands.
So now with Ibanez at second and 2 out, Matt Stairs could put Philadelphia on top of the base hit. See if Stairs gets a fastball on the first pitch.
No, I don't think so. Oh, I was wrong.
And it is a strike. All 7 hitters. 0-1 on Stairs, who hit 5 home runs during the regular season.
Matt Stairs, a very funny guy, born in New Brunswick in Canada. Loves the fastball.
Ball and a strike.
Matt saying with every swing, he tries to hit it as far as he can.
And he did last year in the NLCS against Broxton.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers in a home run at Dodger Stadium that took your breath away if you were there watching it. No matter who you were rooting for. If you were a Philly fan or a Dodger fan, it stopped all the action and everybody just watched. You can hit him a long way. 1-1 pitch to third and under the glove of Rodriguez. Here comes Ibanez. The throw by Damon is late. And it's 1-0 Philadelphia here in the second.
I would imagine that's an error on Alex Rodriguez. a fastball to Matt Stairs. And once again, Matt Stairs, a very good fastball hitter. He did hit it hard. The ball under the glove. It may have tipped the webbing of Rodriguez. And it's going to be scored as a hit, but could have been an error.
So it's an RBI hit for Matt Stairs. But Rodriguez in that situation's got to knock the ball down.
Yeah, you're right. That keeps it first and third with 2 outs.
Instead, it got under his glove, and the Phillies score first. It took until the 3rd inning last night. It happens here in the 2nd inning with a 2-out double by Ibanez, who scores on the hit by Matt Stairs. The 0-1. Strike 2 on Pedro Feliz, the number 8 hitter.
I think the first thing you're thinking, man on second and 2 outs. You're thinking if you have to range to your left or to your right, then you can keep the ball in the infield. But when the ball's hit right at you, you're thinking about making the play.
Crowd trying to get back into it. And the 0-2 to Feliz. Blocked by Jose Molina. So Matt Stairs, who got the nod as the DH, 6th on the all-time RBI list by a DH among active players. But just a .219 hitter in his career against the Yankees has put Philadelphia on top here in Game 2 of the World Series. And the 1-2 pitch from Burnett to Feliz. And a strikeout ends the inning. 3rd of the night. But in the inning, the first 2 hits of the night. Ibanez a double, Stairs an RBI single, 1-0 Philadelphia after an inning and a half. And Alex Rodriguez first up. Struck out 3 times last night, 0 for 4. First hitless game of this postseason, strike 1 from Pedro Martinez, who is 5'11", 193 pounds, all heart. Turned 38 on Sunday, 3-time Cy Young Award winner, and working on 12 days of rest. And this is the first time he's pitched against the Yankees on the other side of 161st Street. That's strike 2. A career record of 219 and 100, and a career ERA of 2.93. That's something, Tim, in what's known now as the steroid era in baseball, to have a career ERA of 2.93.
Staggering, isn't it? He made that comment, we talked about it last night, that he might be the only man who brings fear to fans without pitching. From the way this crowd is reacting, his words mean something. What a quiet crowd.
Alex Rodriguez wants to wake him up in the count 1-2. Pedro also said to the media, I don't know if you know this, but because of you guys, in some ways, I might be at times the most influential player that ever stepped in Yankee Stadium. And we'll detail some of that history in the bottom of the second. 1-2 to Rodriguez. Another foul back. In his career against the Yankees, he is 12-13. He's making his 38th start against New York. And time called as Rodriguez steps out. 1-2 with an ERA of 4.72 and 6 appearances against the Yankees in the postseason. Another foul. It was a late decision by Charlie Manuel and Rich Doobie to give Pedro the ball here in Game 2 as opposed to keeping him for Citizens Bank Park in Game 3. And Cole Hamels will get the baseball and take on Andy Pettitte on Saturday night. Martinez and Rodriguez in a battle. And it continues.
You could see Carlos Ruiz playing cat and mouse behind the plate, even with nobody on at second base. He went inside to Rodriguez, pounded the glove a couple of times, and then went outside. If you pound the glove enough inside, hitters think the pitch is inside. That's where this one will be.
And it's up 2-2. A Yankee team that led Major League Baseball in wins, home runs, and runs. Look at the career numbers against Martinez for Alex Rodriguez. Yankee lineup shut down last night by Cliff Lee. 2-2 pitch. And got him looking. Third strikeout in 4 batters faced by Pedro Martinez.
Martinez shaking off 3 pitches from Ruiz, and he throws the breaking ball. Talked about those long fingers allowing to wrap that curve to get that tight spin.
So Rodriguez is now 0 for 5 in this World Series with 4 strikeouts, and here's Hideki Matsui. That's over, but low, ball 1. That good velocity that Charlie Manuel talked about and that Pedro showed in Game 2 of the NLCS, it isn't what it was that afternoon at Dodger Stadium. It's in the upper 80s. But you talked with Joe Girardi, Tim, before the game about the importance of the difference in velocity between fastball and changeup. That's what's most important to Pedro.
Absolutely. In other words, he can reach 87 with the fastball, but if his changeup is 73, that's still very effective. He does not have to throw a 91 to 93 mile an hour fastball to be effective. This is a breaking ball. Upon release from the hand, it was going 70, and when it crossed home plate, going 65.
Here's a 2-1 to Matsui, and he waits on it and grounds a base hit through the right side. So for Pedro against the Yankees, roll the tape back to 1999, September 10th, and a career-high 17 strikeouts in a win at the old Yankee Stadium. 0-3 ALCS, Game 3. Throwing down 72-year-old Don Zimmer. An ugly incident at Fenway. Game 7, Grady Little stayed with a tiring Pedro. The Yankees rally and go to the World Series. And then in September of 2004, he said this.
I mean, what can I say? Just tip my hat and call the Yankees my daddy.
Those chants started when Pedro made his way out to the bullpen to warm up for tonight's game. Here's Robinson Cano, 1 on, 1 out. And that chant started to get some traction. And people in Yankee Stadium started to join in. And then about, 30 seconds into it, and it started to pick up some steam, then the speakers started blaring some Jay-Z music, and it drowned it out. And that was about the last time we've heard this stadium really get on Pedro. Here's an 0-1. Off the hands and fouled out of play. 88-mile-an-hour fastball, strike 2.
Those stories were plastered all over the New York papers today, and Don Zimmer was even called and quoted this morning in one of the papers saying, look, I have nothing against Pedro. The next day I held a press conference. I said it was not Pedro's fault for him throwing me down. I apologized about that. But Pedro brought it up again yesterday.
He brought it up again, but he had a new twist to the story.
Yeah.
6 years later, here's an 0-2 pitch fouled back by Robinson Cano, and Martinez intimated that Don Zimmer said something about Pedro's mother. And that was a part of that throwdown at Fenway Park, and that's what caused the media to call Don Zimmer, and that was his reaction, saying that he didn't say anything about Pedro's mother, and he's already apologized for it. Here comes the 0-2. Up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Cano, who was hitting only .211 this postseason after hitting .320 during the regular season, 6th best average in the American League. He has no homers, hit 25 during the regular season. So offensively, for the most part, Cano has been missing in action for New York this postseason. 1 on, 1 out, 1-2 pitch. Still 1-2.
That's the thing about hitters against Martinez. You can't center the ball, and often when you do, your body is out in front, and then when he throws a fastball that you would normally paste, then you're behind it and you're back. He can get you in that pendulum going from back to forward, back to forward, primarily because of that changeup.
Pedro very deliberate so far in the first 2 innings. Here comes a 1-2, and that just missed. 2-2.
Tried to throw the breaking ball away, and it went around the plate.
Cano in his career is 0 for 12 against Martinez. Guy on deck, Jerry Hairston Jr. has been much better. The reason why he's in the lineup. Here's a 2-2 to Cano. Just reaches out and drives it into left center field. Diving catch by Ibanez. What a play by Raul Ibanez, 2 out.
Ibanez did not play in last night's game. He was a designated hitter. And that ball coming back to Raul, and a diving catch and a beauty. Fine play by Raul Ibanez.
Ibanez dropped a ball in Colorado during the division series, and when we talked to Charlie Manuel about it before the game, he said that's the only ball I've seen him drop all year. He's really been better than advertised in the outfield, and he covered a lot of ground on that ball hit by Cano for a big second out. Last year the Phillies had Pat Burrell in the outfield, and Ibanez an upgrade at the plate and in the outfield from a year ago for Philadelphia. 1 on, 2 out. Here is Hairston Jr., who takes the ball. 10 for 27 in his career against Pedro Martinez. But that's not the real reason why he's in the lineup. The real reason why is that Nick Swisher isn't hitting. If Swisher was hitting, Hairston would be on the bench. But he's just 4 for 35, Swisher, with 1 RBI, so he's in the dugout, and Hairston takes ball 2, 2-0. Brett Gardner was an option to make this start, according to Joe Girardi. Even Eric Hinsky, they thought about all 3, but look at the career numbers for Hairston. A lot of that while with the Baltimore Orioles years ago. It's the organization that Hairston first came to the big leagues with, and that's why Hairston got the nod. There's his strike, 2-1. Here's a 2-1. Inside corner, 2-2, and Hairston didn't like the call.
And that's just an idea. Martinez, he will throw any pitch on any count. He gets the breaking ball over 2-0, and then throws the fastball for a strike. Hairston thought it was inside. Looked like it had part of the plate.
Now the 2-2 is down and away. Runner at first, Matsui will go. And Ryan Howard will back up. And play behind Matsui. Three, 2, and a fly ball into right. Going to get it is Jason Worth. A rather easy catch. A catch that wasn't easy by a guy who was brought to Philadelphia for his bat. Makes a diving catch in the second inning. Still 1-0 Philly after 2. And this year on Halloween, it's all treats and no tricks for America from Taco Bell. Free blackjack tacos from Taco Bell. No stolen base required this year. Ground ball to short off the bat of Ruiz. Jeter takes care of it. 1 pitch, 1 out. And even with the Yankees, Tim, trailing here 1-0 in the 3rd inning, New York has to be very pleased with what they're seeing out of A.J. Burnett.
No, throwing strikes and early strikes. 8 of the first 9 hitters, strike 1. Actually, 9 of the 9 first hitters. So all 9 hitters, strike 1 with the fastball. Second time through the lineup, you have to start mixing things up and throwing more breaking balls early in the count.
Jimmy Rollins fly to left his first time up and takes a strike on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. He's been consistent with that. Victorino will follow. He's wearing a microphone tonight, and we'll give you a listen as to what he was saying earlier after his first at bat in a moment. That's down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jimmy Rollins started this season hitting .207 through the end of June, but has picked it up since. .281, including the postseason, with 15 of his 21 home runs and 53 of his 77 RBIs, and a nasty breaking ball from A.J. Burnett.
Players refer to this pitch as a snapdragon. Pretty good term.
Here's a 1-2, and again, and this time it's fouled off to the right. While it's a 52-degree night here, a lot of talk with the two clubs that on Saturday in Philadelphia the temperature might get into the 70s. As we are approaching the month of November. Rollins takes ball 2, 2-2.
Curveball away.
And it misses the plate. Full count.
Just outside.
The 3-2 pitch is up and away, and Jimmy Rollins draws a walk. Let's listen in to Shane Victorino and what he was talking about in the dugout after his first at bat.
I was too close to the plate, so I made it like I felt like I was way in. Yeah. I'm still trying to find my bearings on this left side, like, you know, where I am on the plate. So came back over here.
Batting right-handed against CC Sabathia last night. Normally Shane Victorino stands a little farther away. We'll see if he does this time. It's about the same right now.
Not exactly backed up.
No. Look for Rollins to run right here. Running situation with these two guys.
And what that does for Victorino is give Shane a lot of fastballs to hit because of the threat of the running game, and Victorino, a very good fastball hitter, as Rollins draws a throw. Jose Molina has been the catcher for A.J. Burnett. The ERA for Burnett and the average against for Burnett much better with Molina behind the plate, and Jose is 37% in his career at throwing out potential base stealers. That's 4th among active catchers in the big leagues, and there is strike 1 on Victorino. Number 1 on the active list, by the way, is Pudge, Ivan Rodriguez, at throwing out base stealers. And number 3 on the list is Jose's little brother, Yadier. He's at 41% if you round up for his career. Gold Glove Award winner. Here is an 0-1 pitch. Instead, and pretty close. Rollins got back just in time.
A.J. Burnett showing quick feet there. Speaking of feet, Jimmy Rollins lifting that right foot up. He may have been going before that throw to first base. Joe, the one thing you try not to do as a catcher is to allow the runner at first base to dictate what kind of game you're calling behind the plate. You can't call too many fastballs to a guy who's a fastball hitter. You have to mix it up.
Here comes one inside to Victorino, and that one gets away. Supposed to be inside, and it was way up and away, and now Jose Molina wants to go talk as the count evens at 1-1 to Victorino.
I think Molina is going to tell AJ not to use the slide step to that degree. This is a delivery toward home that is totally off kilter. The ball goes way up and away. Use the slide step in moderation.
Molina calls for the curveball. Runner starts and stops, and Victorino strike two. Rollins made a little step towards second. Stopped, and a good pitch from A.J. Burnett. You see that he's had these Philly hitters missing that curveball by a lot.
Go back to our scouting report. When he's right, it's the best curveball in the game.
Victorino gets a piece with Chase Utley on deck. Avid cliff diver Shane Victorino from Hawaii. And his highest dive 60 feet.
A flying Hawaiian.
About 55 feet higher than I'm willing to go. Rollins during the regular season with 31 stolen bases, fourth best number in the National League. And this Philly team, number 2 in the National League in steals, number 1 in stolen base percentage. And that's impressive, Tim, when you combine that with the fact that they led the National League in home runs with 224.
They have a terrific offense, different from the Yankees, but very, very good. You know, the one thing we have not talked about is the possibility of a wild pitch with Burnett. We talked about his breaking ball being good. Sometimes it's so good it goes in the dirt. 17 wild pitches this year.
+2 this postseason. And Victorino taps it foul to keep it 1-2. A.J. Burnett, who started in the Mets organization, was traded to the Marlins in '98 in a deal that brought Al Leiter to New York to the Mets. Came up in '99, threw a no-hitter in 2001 out in San Diego, but he walked 9 and hit a batter. 2006, a free agent, went to Toronto. Last year, 18-10 with the Blue Jays. This is his first year with the Yankees. And Davey Lopes is conversing with the first base umpire, Brian Gorman, as both Lopes and Rollins have to pay attention to Burnett, who's certainly paying attention to the runner. 1-2 pitch. There he goes. Now he comes back, and ball 2 is up and away. Victorino is hitting .350 this postseason before that first inning strikeout. There goes Rollins, and a little chopper back to Burnett. He makes the play, 2 out. So Rollins finally took off, and Victorino grounds out for the second out. Utley coming up. Before Utley digs his way in, we look ahead to what comes your way Sunday here on Fox. And it is a Super Sports Sunday with the Giants and Eagles at 1 p.m. It's in Philadelphia, the battle for first in the NFC East. 4:15 Eastern, Vikings at Packers with Brett Favre coming back to Green Bay. And then at 8 o'clock, Game 4 of this World Series with the Yankees and Phillies in Philadelphia. And it starts with America's #1 pregame show. It kicks off a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. And in that pregame show, Terry Bradshaw will have a sit-down interview with Brett Favre. He's been very critical of Brett Favre with his waffling on his career, retiring, coming back a couple of times. And from what I understand, the interview is not a yuck fest. It is a serious interview between those two. Well, one former quarterback, one current quarterback. That's this Sunday. That's in the dirt, and Molina with a pickup of ball one.
Gives you an idea of how quick Molina is behind the plate, spearing that short hop.
The first time in this game. First pitch from A.J. Burnett misses the strike zone. Now way outside, 2-0. It's that time of year.
Tomorrow night. Actually, 2 nights. Wound my watch.
Your new watch has failed you on national TV. You can go out trick-or-treating tomorrow night. You're going to surprise some people.
Well, it's an off day. Why not?
Here's a 2-0 pitch. Utley takes high, 3-0. So 3-0 as A.J. Burnett has slowed the pace of this game down considerably. It happened when Rollins reached on the walk. And now with a count of 3-0, Chase Utley is going to be intentionally walked, and that brings up Ryan Howard with 2 on and 2 out.
How many times, at least in recent memory, has a hitter been walked to face a man who's hit 45 home runs and 141 RBIs? That does not happen that often. By the way, 40 of those home runs have come against right-handed pitching.
Dave Island goes out to talk to A.J. Burnett. And we go back to the second inning and look at the pitch sequence.
Fastball inside. So with the count 1-2, Ryan Howard fouls it off, and then the check swing to get it.
Fastballs, then the curveball. First time around, and that was a strikeout to start the second. In that inning, a 2-out double by Ibanez, and he scored on a base hit that got under the glove of Alex Rodriguez. Hit by Matt Stairs. It's made it 1-0 Philadelphia. Now it's 2 on, 2 out. And Ryan Howard at the plate. Ball one inside. With that intentional walk, the Yankees also bring up a guy who has more RBIs over the last 4 years than anybody in the game. 572. A 1-0. Big rip. A ball and a strike.
Ryan Howard knows he had a pitch to hit then. That last pitch was down in the strike zone. Ryan Howard, a very good low ball hitter, and Burnett did not get the ball inside like he wanted to. Yankees will try to pitch Howard fastballs in and breaking balls out of the strike zone.
And that one drops in for strike 2. A good A.J. Burnett curveball. And at 9:04 Eastern, the crowd showed up. Two and two. On deck is Jason Worth, but more to come with this face-off between Ryan Howard and A.J. Burnett. For you on Saturday night, Tim, when you go trick-or-treating, 71 in Philadelphia. 2-2 to count on Ryan Howard. 2 on, 2 out. Inning over as Howard strikes out again. Cabrera, Molina, Jeter coming up for the Yankees, who trail by 1. The Yankees have yet to figure out Pedro Martinez. A base hit, ground ball base hit by Hideki Matsui with 1 out in the second is all the Yankees have tonight. Cabrera hits it well to center. Back is Victorino in front of the trap. 1 out. So a 1-0 pitch is fly to center. 1 down. Jose Molina is in the lineup to catch A.J. Burnett, and who has 1 hit in 4 postseason trips to the plate comes to bat against Pedro. Martinez, who sat out the first 4 months of this season, was in the Dominican, was with his recently widowed mother, built her a garden, worked in the garden for his mom, got his body healthy. Charlie Kerfeld, who was a scout and is a scout for Philadelphia, scouted Pedro. Liked what he saw initially, and then the interest became more intense. As Tim said, the Phillies won 8 of his 9 starts. He was 5-1 during the regular season. He's doing all this for $1.4 million, which includes bonuses here in 2009 from the Phillies. 1 ball, 1 strike on Molina. Ball 2.
Were there teams willing to take a chance on Pedro Martinez in spring training? Well, of course. But the price was too high. So the Phillies won out by waiting. And he has paid big, big dividends.
Here's a 2-1 pitch to Molina. Inside, 3-1. Pedro, who helped turn around the Red Sox in 1998. He was traded there for Carl Pavano and Tony Armas Jr. Here's his resume. 3-time Cy Young Award winner, 1 time in the NL with Montreal, 8-time All-Star. And a strike to make it a full count on Jose Molina. Good pitch for strike 2. With 1 out, Molina fouls it. Pedro came up with the Dodgers in 1992, traded to Montreal in 94 for Delino DeShields, traded to Boston in 1998. Had a 19-win season, a 23-win season, was 18-6 with a 1.74 ERA in 2000, 20-4 in 2002, 16-9 during the regular season when the Red Sox won it all, sweeping the Cardinals in the World Series. 3-2 to Molina is up and away, a 1-out walk. And the first walk by Martinez tonight. Prior to tonight's game, Derek Jeter was named the 2009 recipient of the Roberto Clemente Award, presented by Chevy. It's bestowed annually to the baseball player who combines a dedication to giving back to the community with outstanding skills on the baseball field. Since 1996, Derek Jeter's Turn 2 Foundation has awarded more than $10 million in grants to programs that promote academic excellence, leadership development, and positive behavior in kids. Jeter, a guy who had 4 rings after his first 5 full years in the big leagues. 3 hits last night, struck out his first time up tonight. 1 on, 1 out. And strike 1 from Martinez.
Derek Jeter and Yogi Berra always kidding one another. Berra, who has 10 World Series rings, and Jeter with 4. Derek said, "I'm going to catch you," and Yogi said, "No, you're not."
You see Charlie Manuel and Sam Palazzo trying to get Ryan Howard's attention. Now Howard plays behind Jose Molina. It's important because Jeter likes to go to right. And he's in the hole 0-2. By the way, in the spirit of Roberto Clemente, Major League Baseball invites all fans to lend a hand by volunteering in their communities. For more information about how you can get involved, visit MLBGoBeyond.com. The 0-2. Fouled third base side. Talk about those great years in Boston for Pedro. Pedro came to the Mets as a free agent in 2005 and combined 32 wins 4 years for $53 million. Had a tough time staying healthy. Now with their division rival, the Phillies. And the 0-2. Ball one.
Yeah, this has been a New York Mets fan here in New York City. A New York Mets fan's nightmare. The Phillies facing the Yankees in the World Series.
Here's a 1-2. 2-2. Charlie Manuel was taken with how smart a baseball man Pedro Martinez is. He didn't know much about him personally. Thought he was just a guy, according to Charlie, who just didn't care what people thought about him, went out, did his own thing. So he's really a people person and has been a delight to have in the clubhouse. And very smart with regard to this game. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Got him looking, and Jeter strikes out for the second time tonight.
I think he quick pitched Derek Jeter then. We talked about how wily and savvy Martinez is. I think that was a quick pitch. He barely stopped. Look how quickly he gets rid of the ball. You don't see Derek Jeter strike out twice against one pitcher, particularly a pitcher that can't get inside. But I think Pedro quick pitched Jeter. Then I'll tell you, he is very, very smart on the mound.
Damon hits one in the air into right center field. Back is Victorino to end the inning. A walk, a man left. Yankees have stranded 2 as we give you a look outside the new Yankee Stadium. We go to the 4th, 1-0 Philadelphia. sports in HD, call 1-800-DIRECTV. Glad they're with us, and this was a gorgeous day here in New York. Said the temperature 52 degrees at the start of the night. Thankfully, the rain is out of here as Jason Worth deals with Burnett and takes the ball inside. Worth grounded out to third his first time. That was the second out in the second before Ibanez doubled literally down the left field line, and then Raul scored on a base hit by Matt Stairs. Breaking ball misses, 2-0.
Much has been said about the postseason that Alex Rodriguez is having. And, of course, that's because he's having a terrific postseason. But Jason Worth has matched him in home runs. They both have 5.
Here's a 2-0. 3-0. We had a chance to visit with Joe Girardi, the Yankee manager, and we'll play that for you after Worth does something to start the fourth. Phillies lead 1-0 and lead in this series 1-0. 3-0 pitch. 3-1. A.J. Burnett has walked 2 in this game, 1 intentionally. Had the highest walk rate in the American League during the regular season. 3.78 per 9 innings pitched, and he runs the count full as Jason Worth hammered at that 3-1 fastball. Not much straight coming out of the right hand of A.J. Burnett. And a line drive into right field. It's a base hit. Here's our chat with Joe Girardi, and the first question was about the pitching of A.J. Burnett, and then he's getting a lot of first pitch strikes tonight.
Yeah, I think he's throwing the ball extremely well, and there was a ball just out of the reach of Alex, and that's how they scored their run. But we're very pleased with the way he's throwing the baseball.
And you have seen plenty of Pedro over the years, live on TV, whatever, and he is a crafty right-hander. You don't typically say that about a right-hander, but he's got good stuff tonight.
No, he's always been that way. He's very smart when he's out on the mound, and he showed that, with Derek Jeter, he kind of quick-pitched him. He was slow, and then with 2 strikes, he quick-pitched him and kind of froze Derek. He's always been a very smart pitcher.
What are you looking for tonight to jumpstart your Yankee lineup, which so far has been very quiet?
Well, I think we've had good at-bats against Pedro, and we've had some long at-bats, so maybe we can wear him down a little bit. Johnny just hit a ball in the barrel, and we've had some guys hit the ball in the barrel. We just got to find some holes.
Thanks for your time, Joe.
Thanks, guys.
All right. A visit with Joe Girardi, and after a leadoff hit by Jason Worth, it's an 0-1 count on Ibanez. Foul tip and an 0-2 count. It's almost as if Game 1 has had a carryover effect here into Game 2 with the feel inside this stadium. And what's a 1-run game in the fourth, even with the excitement about Pedro Martinez pitching against the hometown Yankees.
Yeah, that's what happens when a team shows up and shows the home crowd how good they are. This is a very, very tough Philadelphia outfit.
Counts 0-2 on Ibanez. And Ibanez checked his swing. Out at first is Worth for the first out of the inning. No swing by Ibanez, but nearly 2 outs on 1 pitch.
Almost a double play. Just a brilliant throw by Jose Molina behind Ibanez. Watch. Short hop behind, right behind the neck. So quick, and Worth is out. It runs in the family. Yadier Molina is the best at that. Jose and Benji are both terrific at it.
And now the count 2-2 on Ibanez, who almost swung at that pitch in the dirt. They did appeal down to the third base umpire, Dana DeMuth. He said no swing, and so Ibanez still up, and now a 2-2 count. So Worth is picked off. Burnett strikes out Ibanez. 5th strikeout for A.J. Burnett, and this crowd is trying to climb back into it as Burnett has pitched very well.
Joe, think about, after you watch this fastball, just think about what Molina had to do on that play to pick off Jason Worth. He had to catch it, the short hop on the ground, and then he had the left-handed batter impeding his throw to first base, and then make a good, strong throw. He did all of those things to get Worth.
And now Matt Stairs flies it into left. And after a leadoff hit, Worth is picked off, a strikeout, a fly ball. A.J. Burnett says, let's go. Big bats coming up for New York. Teixeira, A-Rod, Matsui. 1-0 Philadelphia. By a run. Trying to figure out Pedro Martinez, and there's ball 1 inside. We keep talking about the smarts of Pedro Martinez on the mound. He's also very smart off the mound. His 1-0 pitch is flied in the air to right center field. Back at the wall, tie game. Home run to Teixeira.
It was a changeup, and did he ever center that ball? Man, that ball was crushed. Looked like he was sitting on the changeup, and he got it.
And he got Pedro to tie the game 1-1. Rodriguez fouls it back for strike one. Mark Teixeira, his only other home run this postseason. His first year with the Yankees was the game winner in the 11th inning. Game 2 of the divisional series against the Twins. Now Rodriguez takes a strike, and it's 0-2. Last night was the 11th time that the Yankees were held homerless at their new home this year. Teixeira gets on the board with a 414-foot home run to right center. Rodriguez hits one in the air to left. Back is Ibanez for out number 1. Started to talk about the abilities of Pedro Martinez, not only on the mound but off it. Because he is as smart as he is, I think he really enjoys the back and forth with the media. Shows his intelligence. He's a very confident guy, obviously.
Off the charts.
But he's confident when he's got a baseball in his hand, and he's confident with a microphone in front of his face. Ken Rosenthal, a lot's been made about that press conference yesterday. He enjoys that cat and mouse game with the media.
Joe, that press conference was a typical Pedro tour de force. He is the best interviewer in the game.
Up and into Matsui, 1-1. Matsui with 1 out, nobody on, takes inside, 2-1. Martinez gave up 7 home runs in his 9 starts with the Phillies during the regular season. All 7 were solo home runs. And he gives up a solo shot here to start the 4th inning to tie the game. And now misses with ball 3 high to Matsui. With 1 out, Matsui walks, and here's a taste of that press conference yesterday with Pedro Martinez.
I don't know if you have realized this, but because of you guys, in some ways, I might be, at times, the most influential player that ever stepped in Yankee Stadium. When you have 60,000 people chanting your name, waiting for you to throw the ball, you have to consider yourself someone special.
He is that. With his 219 career wins against only 100 losses. As we said before, a career ERA. It's under 3. 1 on, 1 out. Cano goes after that Bugs Bunny changeup, as Jimmy Rollins calls it. It gets into the hitting area and just stops. Strike 1.
We talked to Charlie Manuel and asked Charlie what he saw from the bench and when he thought Pedro was in trouble. He said it's easy. When the arm or when the hand is below the shoulder on release.
Cano is jammed a bit, flies it into center. There is Victorino, and Cano is now 0 for 5 in this World Series.
Pitchers and catchers call that staying on top of the ball, and when he drops down, and it's easy to do with that changeup because you kind of lead with the elbow. But they will keep a very, very close eye on Pedro Martinez. They have the best view in the stadium to see whether he drops down or not. He and Rich Doobie.
Here's Jerry Hairston Jr. Runner at first, 2 out, tie game, 4th inning. Phillies in the 5th will have the bottom 2 in their lineup. And a fastball for a strike from Pedro.
That is the view that Charlie Manuel and Rich Doobie have. And Pedro trying to keep that hand and arm above the shoulder. on release. When it drops down, when he gets tired, then it's time to take him out.
That's pitch number 73 from Pedro Martinez. It's a strike, and Hairston spins out of there. Didn't like the call. It's 0-2. On 0-2, that's too far inside. On deck is Melky Cabrera. Yankees have tied it on a leadoff home run by Teixeira. On 1-2, there's strike 3. And for Pedro Martinez, strikeout number 5 in the inning for the Yankees. Run number 1 for Teixeira. Postseason home run number 2. And after 4, game 2 is tied. Direct TV. Into the 5th inning now, a 1-1 game. Thanks to a home run from Mark Teixeira for the Yankees. Phillies have only 3 hits on the night. And a man picked off, 2 walks by Burnett, 5 strikeouts, and he's back to work in 1 pitch. Hairston stalks it, 1 out. Here in the 5th inning. Take a look at the in-game box score for the Phillies, brought to you by Fox Business Network, the new home of the American Dream, on Direct TV channel 359, or check your local listings There are the hits. Worth, Ibanez, and Stairs, and the RBI for Matt Stairs with a 2-out base hit into left back in the second. Here's Ruiz. Grounded out to short his first time up. Strike one outside corner.
Pete McCannon is the bench coach of the Phillies, and he has Bob Uecker humor. He is the bench coach to the left of Charlie Manuel. And last year he was a scout for the New York Yankees. And he said, just think, I'm responsible for both teams being here, the Yankees and the Phillies. Obviously he was kidding, but he is a funny guy.
Breaking ball is fouled by Ruiz, and a former manager.
Yeah.
And a longtime baseball man is Pete McCannon.
Yep.
Good staff surrounds Charlie Manuel with Sam Perlazzo, another former manager. He's his third base coach, Davey Lopes, 16-year career in the big leagues. Rich Doobie, Milt Thompson is hitting coach. Ruiz gets out, now gets back in. Hit a home run against A.J. Burnett. Carlos Ruiz did back in May, and he takes ball one. Now the 1-2. Well hit into left field. Back is Damon at the wall. This ball is one bounce up against the wall, and it's a double with one out for Ruiz.
Carlos had a double in last night's game, and he continues in the postseason to get a key hit after a key hit. Only a .255 hitter during the season, but he did have a career high in home runs with 9. He often for the Phillies in the postseason does he come through.
Yeah, his last 14 postseason games, he came into this one hitting .372. Now he's 1 for 2 tonight with the double. He is at second for Jimmy Rollins, who drove home 77 runs during the regular season, has 3 during the postseason. So a chance for the Phillies to jump right back on top. That's foul. This is a Philadelphia Philly team that averaged 7 runs in the 5 games against the Dodgers in the NLCS. Scored 6 runs on 9 hits last night. 1 run on 4 hits here tonight. Strike 2 on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Just inside ball 1.
Third fastball in a row, dips out of the strike zone.
We saw Jose Molina do a lot of this during the ALCS when he worked with A.J. Burnett, going out with a runner at second base to discuss. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Jimmy Rollins. Ruiz at second. And a good job by Molina to block that pitch. 2-2.
Once again, A.J. Burnett with 17 wild pitches on the year. That tied for the lead. And a fine play by Molina. not only to get in front of it, but to catch it.
Ruiz really moving around out at second base, and a 2-2 pitch. Down and in. Rollins didn't go, and it's a full count. Burnett has come close twice to striking out Rollins, but now it's 3-2.
That's what they call a back leg breaking ball. He actually throws it at the back leg. Rollins held up. I think he'll get another breaking ball here.
On 3-2, and struck him out, 2 away. Strikeout number 6, and it did come on an A.J. Burnett curveball.
And another good play by Molina. Here's a pitch by pitch, the fastball to get ahead of Rollins. And then the 0-2 pitch just missed. And then Burnett goes to the breaking ball, throwing 4 in a row to finally get it.
So here is where Victorino's in a good spot in this Philadelphia lineup. He hits behind a guy who gets on base, who steals bases in Jimmy Rollins. Therefore, he gets a lot of fastballs. And in this case, first base is open, but Chase Utley, a big threat, is on deck, and A.J. Burnett gets him to pop it up. Alex Rodriguez has it to end the inning. Good start tonight for A.J. Burnett. Halfway through game number 2. Phillies, Yankees, tied at 1. Included, this has been another strong start for Pedro Martinez.
Yeah, absolutely, and a strong start for A.J. Burnett also. Good curveball when he gets ahead in the count, and he's done that consistently tonight.
So Martinez will deal with Melky Cabrera, and he misses with ball one. There is action with Jay Happ and Chad Durbin. A lefty and a righty for the Phillies out in their bullpen. 1-0 pitch. Martinez took something off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cabrera fly to center. Hit it pretty well. His first time up. 0 for 4 in this World Series. His first. That's on the inside corner. 1-2. Jose Molina is next. And then Jeter, and Jose Molina is now. Strikeout number 6 for Pedro Martinez, and he's trying to pick up where Cliff Lee left off, and I know there's more to the Cliff Lee story, Ken Rosenthal.
Yes, Joe, it started yesterday in a cab in traffic in Manhattan. Imagine that. Cliff Lee was in that cab. He jumped out at West 119th Street, hopped on a subway, then had to change trains. No one recognized him. When he finally got to the park, someone had to come out and guide him inside. He arrived at 6:20 p.m., just an hour and a half before first pitch.
Wow. And then Ken went on to go 9 innings, 1 run unearned, 6 hits, throw 122 pitches, 10 strikeouts, no walks, and make 2 of the most nonchalant defensive plays by any pitcher in the history of the World Series as Jimmy Rollins shows off his arm. 2 out. And the bases are empty behind Pedro Martinez as Derek Jeter will walk in. So there it is. Detailed. Leaves the hotel at 4:45. There's his first mistake.
That's right.
I mean, that's cutting it too close anyway.
Give yourself the extra hour, Cliff.
Doesn't matter, I guess, in the end how he got here. It's what he did when he got here, and he was dominant. Only run tonight for New York, the home run by Teixeira leading off the 4th. It's a 1-1 game. Breaking ball is hit down the left field line. That ball will get to the wall. It's a 2-out double for Derek Jeter, who has his first hit of the night. Hanging breaking ball, and Derek Jeter jumped all over it.
Yeah, it looked like Jeter went up looking for something off speed. He got it. It was the curveball that stayed in the middle of the plate. And we've said it often that catchers don't catch these pitches. Jeter, after striking out 2 times in a row, gets Martinez his 3rd time.
And gives the RBI chance to Johnny Damon. They're ready in the bullpen. Charlie Manuel wants to go to the left-hander Jay Happ for Johnny Damon. 82 pitches on the night for Martinez. And a pop-up right side of the infield. Waiting for it is Ryan Howard, and that ends the 5th. Damon pops up. Pedro Martinez around the 2-out double by Derek Jeter. As we look at Pedro then and now. our associate director, Aaron Stoikov, managing that tape room and doing his great job as usual. Joe, Tim, Ken, back at it in the 6th inning of Game 2 of this World Series. Chase Utley first up, heart of the order for A.J. Burnett in a 1-1 game, and Burnett so far has been very good. 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and a run on 4 hits. Strike 1 on Utley, who extended his streak, now 27 straight postseason games for Chase. Reaching base by a hit, walk, or hit by pitch. So he has added to that best streak, the all-time history of the postseason in Major League Baseball. Breaking ball misses, a ball and a strike.
1-1 game here in the top of the 6th inning, and advantage no one, as each team has their 3rd, 4th, and 5th hitters up in both the top and the bottom of the 6th.
That's low, 2-1. So it's Utley now, Ryan Howard on deck, and then Jason Worth. Those bullpens are quiet now. The Phillies had Durbin and Happ getting loose in the bottom of the 5th. Pedro got around a 2-out double by Jeter. 2-1 pitch. To the right side. That's Teixeira. And the 2-time Gold Glove Award winner grabs it, goes to the bag, 1 out. So Utley is hitless, and Ryan Howard, who has struck out twice, is 2 for 7 in this World Series after going 11 of 31 in the first 2 rounds of the postseason, hitting .355, stands in.
You talked about it a couple of innings ago. The pace of this game is so methodical, and often that happens when you get 2 pitching performances like we're seeing tonight out of Burnett and Martinez.
And a good tight curveball, strike 1. We haven't seen the Philadelphia bullpen so far. Last night, not a good night for the Yankee bullpen, the young members of the Yankee bullpen. Here's a 1-1 pitch. On the outside part, strike 2. And A.J. Burnett to this point has saved his best stuff for the most dangerous hitter in the Philadelphia lineup, Ryan Howard. That's ball 2. Howard steps out before a 2-2 pitch from Burnett.
Another curve.
And another strikeout. 3 times tonight, Ryan Howard has struck out, and a total of 7 on the night for A.J. Burnett. If you are just joining us, it's World Series game number 2. Phillies won last night 6-1. We're tied 1-1 here tonight. First run on a base hit to left off the bat of Matt Stairs, but Mark Teixeira tied it in the 4th. Good pitching by Pedro Martinez in his return to the Bronx. And certainly for A.J. Burnett. That's our Verizon game summary. That's a strike on the outside corner to Jason Worth, who's 1 for 2. 7th best total in the National League with 36 home runs during the regular season. He's added 5 in the postseason. Big threat. And a shot into center field. Easy for Cabrera. And a 1-2-3 6th inning, what a night for Burnett. Pedro Martinez back to the bump. Part of the order coming up, tied at 1. Pedro Martinez back to the mound. 1-1 bottom of the 6th inning, and the in-game box score for the Yankees brought to you by Fox Business Network, the new home of the American Dream on DirecTV channel 359. Check your local listings. The only run produced by this man, Mark Teixeira. 1 for 2 on the night. Leadoff home run in the 4th. First pitch, a ball. Out goes Ruiz.
This is a tough inning for Pedro Martinez. Or, when you think about it, a tough 2 hitters in Teixeira and Rodriguez, because Jay Happ, the left-hander, I think if there's a runner on, if either Teixeira or Rodriguez gets on, then Happ will be brought in to face Matsui and or Cano.
High and tight, ball 2 to Teixeira. That's foul. Steve Horn, our editorial consultant, talking to us before the game about the difference between command and control. Similar words. Pedro Martinez with great command, being able to do what he wants with the baseball, where he wants it, when he wants it, and he changes up on Teixeira, strike 2.
Remember, Teixeira hit a changeup for a home run. That changeup was a little bit slower.
And he gets Teixeira for the first out and strikeout number 7.
So after the 2-1 changeup, the 2-2 breaking ball below the knees to get him.
There's so much action at the plate and in the hitting area. These pitches from Pedro Martinez. His stuff doesn't overwhelm you. He's not lighting up a radar gun like he used to. But with his intelligence and his pitching guile, he is getting through this very good Yankee lineup here tonight as he misses inside ball 1 to A-Rod, who's 0 for 2. And Rodriguez pops it up right side, and it will get out of play. A Who's Your Daddy chant started with Teixeira up, then the strikeout. And the organist tries to get him going again. Giuliani needs some cheering up back there, evidently.
Yeah.
Here is a 1-1 to Alex Rodriguez. Fouled straight back on an 89-mile-an-hour fastball, strike 2.
3 straight 89-mile-an-hour fastballs in on the hands of Alex Rodriguez. Once again, that's where American League pitchers try to pitch him. Now we'll see where Martinez and Ruiz go. They're mixing their signs up even though there's no one on.
And another strikeout. And Rodriguez is 0 for 7 with 5 strikeouts in this World Series so far.
3 straight fastballs in on the hands, and then the changeup. Tantalizingly slow to get Rodriguez. He is a master.
Now it's Matsui, who has walked and singled. Strike 1. Hideki during the regular season, 28 home runs, 90 RBIs. 1 postseason home run here in 2009. Came against the Twins in the division series. Hasn't hit a lot of balls hard this postseason except for that home run as he takes strike 2. And here's Pedro with a chance to strike out the side against the heart of this Yankee lineup in the 6th. Ball 1. For the Yankees, you talk about all the home runs and some strikeouts piling up of the Yankee hitters this postseason, and just spoiling that pitch is Matsui. Teixeira struck out to start the inning. Alex Rodriguez followed. 8 on the night for Martinez. And only 3 hits for New York. There's a shot into right. Back at the wall. 2-1 New York.
curveball on the ground below the knees. For the first time in these 2 games, the Yankees take the lead.
And for Matsui, his 8th career postseason home run. 2nd in the World Series. 320 feet over the wall and right.
It's weird how the game works, isn't it, Joe? You know, had Martinez allowed either Teixeira or Rodriguez to get on base, probably Charlie Manuel brings in Jay Hepp. You don't know that, but probably. He retires the first 2 and Matsui pops one.
Cano flies out. Hideki Matsui has given the Yankees their first lead in this World Series with that. 2-1 New York into the 7th. Back after this from your local Fox station. We're in the top half. The home run by Hideki Matsui starts the clock ticking for the Yankees toward Mariano Rivera. Here is Ibanez. It's been a great start for Burnett, but you have to believe, Tim, that the Yankees are thinking we need 3 more outs before the Phillies get a run.
Yep.
And then we'll send in Rivera for 2.
That is exactly what I was thinking. In fact, our last question to Joe Girardi today, leaving his office, Rivera for 2 innings tonight, he didn't blink an eye. Yes.
Jabba Chamberlain getting loose right now in the 7th. 1-1 on Ibanez, who has doubled 34 home runs during the regular season, and he is late on that Burnett fastball. Whatever happens the rest of this 7th inning, A.J. Burnett has turned in a terrific start here tonight when the Yankees needed it, down 1-0 in this World Series. And a strikeout on a curveball.
That breaking ball has gotten better the last 2.5 innings. That's the same pitch that Burnett got Ryan Howard on. That outside curveball.
Right over the outside corner, and it brings in the DH Matt Stairs, who has the only RBI tonight for Philadelphia with a 2nd inning 2-out hit. Curveball in for strike 1. Mark Grace talked about it during our Chevy pregame. About A.J. Burnett usually during the course of a start has a 20-pitch portion of it where he'll just lose control of what he's dealing to the plate. That really, for the most part, hasn't happened here tonight.
No.
And that's one of the reasons why first pitch strikes 22 of the 25 hitters. Nothing in 2 on Stairs. How about another?
Again, the breaking ball on the outside.
And with 2 out, nobody on, Pedro Feliz. Ball 1 low. 2-1 Yankees top of the 7th inning. 2 out, nobody on. Feliz has struck out, fly to right. Good rip. Strike 1.
Some guys like the ball down, some like it up. But Pedro Feliz is an inside hitter. He loves the ball on the inside part of the plate. Don't look for Burnett to try to come inside.
Strike 2. A.J. Burnett had never made a postseason start prior to 2009. And he has saved his best for World Series game number 2. Jeter. Inning over. 7 strong from A.J. Burnett. Time to stretch in game 2. Yankees lead it 2-1. impressed. Speaking of impressive, Pedro Martinez started off red hot. Not to be outdone, A.J. Burnett was dealing. And Ibanez doubled. Followed by a Match-Steer single gave the Phillies the early lead. But that sleeping giant woke up. Teixeira went deep an inning later. Hideki Matsui into right. And the Yankees are up 2-1. And we give you tonight's DJ Hero highlight reel. Good job on that, Tim. Here is Pedro Martinez back for the bottom of the 7th inning as he approaches 100 pitches on the night. Jerry Hairston Jr. is first up. Then Melky Cabrera, Jose Molina, and no surprise to see Mariano Rivera getting loose in the bottom of the 7th. That bridge may be creaky getting to Mariano Rivera in the bullpen, but once you get to him, he usually delivers for New York, and there's a guy who should be thrilled with what he's done here tonight, A.J. Burnett.
Yeah, I think you're looking at the bridge to get to Mariano Rivera. Right there, A.J. Burnett. 7 innings of 1-run baseball.
And just 4 hits and 9 strikeouts, and maybe most importantly 2 walks. One of them was intentional. First pitch is strike to Jerry Hairston Jr. His grandfather, Sammy Hairston, was a catcher in the Negro Leagues, had a cup of coffee with the White Sox in 1951. Jerry's dad, Jerry Sr., was an outstanding pinch hitter. Long time with the White Sox in the 70s and 80s, and a teammate of our own Ozzie Guillen, and we're thrilled to have Ozzie with us during this World Series. And for Jerry, his younger brother Scott is an outfielder with the Oakland A's. So it is a baseball family. The Hairston family, and Jerry is 0 for 2 in this, his first start in the postseason. Good swing. Strike 2. Leading it off, Hairston jammed a bit, fights it off, fouls it. Still 0-2. Saw Charlie Manuel go down to the end of the dugout, talk to Pedro Martinez, who told him, "I'm fine." And here is Pedro now, over 100 pitches. He threw 130 pitches in a start against the Mets, 8 scoreless innings during the regular season. He's at 103 right now as he tries to finish 7 innings. The 1-2.
Something Joe Girardi could do this inning if Mariano Rivera is coming in the top of the 8th inning. Joe could pinch hit Jorge Posada if Hairston gets on, if Cabrera gets on.
I would say, and I would imagine you would agree, only in that situation.
Yeah, right. With 2 out, nobody on, no way.
Hairston off the end of the bat into right field. Jerry Hairston Jr. will hold at first with a leadoff single. And we'll see if that's it for Pedro Martinez or if Melky Cabrera will face him.
On the other hand, you do have the lead, and you want your better defensive catcher behind the plate. As Brett Gardner goes in to pinch run for Jerry Hairston, who has his first hit of the night. So if you're gonna pinch hit Posada, you might bunt here. if you're not going to pinch hit Posada, you're going to swing away with Melky Cabrera.
And the other problem is that unlike the LCS, Joe Girardi is only carrying 2 catchers.
Right.
So if you insert Posada into the lineup and something happens to him, then what?
Yeah.
Francisco Cervelli was taken off the active roster in favor of Eric Hinsky.
Philly's looking for the bunt. I don't think he's bunting here.
Shows it, pulls back from ball 1 low. Pedro Feliz is a terrific defensive third baseman, charging with that first pitch to Cabrera.
Now, one would think if you're going to bunt in this situation, the only reason you would bunt is to bring up Posada. Otherwise, no bunt.
Instead, a hit and run, and it's a line drive, base hit to right. Gardner turns and goes all the way to third. And now with runners at the corners and nobody out, Molina goes back into the dugout on a hit and run single to right by Melky Cabrera.
And here comes Posada. Talk about sending the runner at the right time. This ball plopping in front of Jason Worth. A good arm, but Gardner too fast, and he was taking off.
That should be it for Pedro, and this crowd will react when he heads off the diamond. With first and third, nobody out, and Posada coming up to hit for Molina. Charlie Manuel waiting. Manuel's waiting to make sure that Posada's announced as the pinch hitter he is.
I think he'll probably bring in Jay Happ, the left-hander, to swing Posada around to the right side.
Here comes these fans' chance to serenade Pedro on his way out. 8 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 home runs through 107 pitches. And Posada will bat for Molina against Chan-Ho Park. Posada gets to bat left-handed, and Joe Girardi cashes in the better defensive catcher, even with the Phillies' running game. And with this game about to be turned over to Mariano Rivera, you would think for a bigger offensive threat in Jorge Posada trying to add to a 1-run lead.
Very interesting infield positioning here. The infielders are halfway. They're not all the way in, but halfway. Trying to cut down Gardner at home because Rivera's coming in the game. Philly's thinking that there's no way to allow the Yankees to score another run because 2 runs may be insurmountable with Rivera out there.
Posada takes a breaking ball down and in, ball 1. First Philadelphia reliever to work in 8 days. Chan-Ho Park. That's foul. Eric Karros on our Chevy pregame show said that he didn't think this was a must-win situation for the Yankees. I know you disagree with that and talked about it at the beginning.
Be awfully tough to go into Philadelphia trailing a team that's 11-1 in their last 12 playoff games, covering 2 years, down 0-2.
There's another strike from Park. He's throwing harder this year. 92 miles per hour, strike 2 on Posada. And a line drive, base hit to center, 3-1 New York. So that move worked for Joe Girardi as Posada jumped on that high delivery.
And when you think about it, everything's working in this inning for Joe Girardi and the Yankees. The base hit by Hairston, and then, in my opinion, Melky Cabrera went up. He faked the bunt the first time, and then Girardi put the hit and run on. Now he pinch hits Posada. The Yankees not only score another run, but still nobody out. And in situations like this, Derek Jeter takes it upon himself to bunt the guys over.
Joe Girardi, who's had every move dissected and picked apart, has had a good 7th inning offensively. Jeter, that's strike 1.
We don't know for sure, but I think Melky Cabrera faked the bunt on the first pitch to get into a situation where he could hit and run. They did it, 1st and 3rd, nobody out, and it set up the inning.
That's strike 2, throw down to second, and Rollins did a good job to keep that throw on the infield. He lunged to his right, and it's an 0-2 count on Jeter.
Well, Melky Cabrera gets in the way of the throw. Watch the play by Rollins. You're right. That was a terrific throw. And Ruiz has to throw over Jeter. Of course, that was unintentional. Now you take the bunt off. No balls, 2 strikes. No way Jeter's bunting again. Too good a hitter.
And he strikes out trying to bunt.
Well, I'll tell you, it's not often that you sit in the booth and say that's a bad play by Derek Jeter. But that's a bad play by Derek Jeter. No way do you bunt in that situation? No way.
It's the first time that Jeter has struck out 3 times in one World Series game. And here comes Charlie Manuel. You think Jeter did that on his own as opposed to being told to by Girardi?
I think Joe Girardi's thinking that Derek Jeter's too good a hitter to be bunting with 2 strikes. In fact, I can't remember the last time that Derek Jeter tried to sacrifice with 2 strikes.
The hitter will be Johnny Damon. Chan-Ho Park is leaving. Runners at first and second with 1 out. And Scott Air is coming in. In game 1, that includes last night, won their last 5 series, and they're 11-1 at home, and will be headed to Philadelphia on Saturday on the air at 7:30 Eastern. This pitching matchup, 2 lefties. Andy Pettitte, 2-0 this postseason, taking on Cole Hamels, who was just about an automatic victory last postseason for the Phillies. Not so far this year. ERA of 6.75. Has not pitched past the 5 1/3 inning mark. Here is Scott Air with runners on at first and second, 1 out, and Johnny Damon at the plate. It's a 3-1 Yankee lead. And a breaking ball in for strike 1. Scott Air, who has a loose bone chip floating around in his left elbow. Important part of this Philadelphia bullpen from the left side against this Yankee lineup. Is 0-1. Is hit hard and stopped by Howard, who throws down to second. I think the first base umpire is saying that ball was caught on a line, and then Rollins tags the runner Posada to end the inning. That's a double play, a line drive double play, and Posada was tagged out by Rollins for going off the bag.
Brian Gorman put his right hand up immediately. Watch the first base umpire. Oh, that was a short hop.
Yep.
So that was a bad call. Posada couldn't see it. That is a short hop, not caught in the air, but the double play turned by the Phillies in yet another bizarre inning.
So we go into the 8th inning, game 2. And on this play, the bottom of the 7th inning ends. Girardi pleads his case. It's 3-1 New York. Behind the plate after pinch hitting and delivering an RBI single. Brett Gardner pinch ran in the inning. He is in center. Melky Cabrera moves to right. And on the mound is Mariano Rivera. This crowd was booing. Nobody was on the field when we went to commercial break. Finally, the Yankees begrudgingly took their positions. As Rivera was introduced, the boos turned to cheers, but we blow it up at first base. You can see the ball bounce into the glove of Ryan Howard. The first base umpire, Brian Gorman, called the batter, Johnny Damon, out on a line drive caught. You can watch him, the first base umpire, put his hand up right there.
He immediately called that. You're right, Joe.
And then the throw down to second. Once Rollins tags Posada, who thinks he's safe because the throw pulled Rollins off the bag, it's in Brian Gorman's mind a line drive double play and a put out 3-6, and the inning's over. Meanwhile, we're in the top of the 8th inning now, and for Philadelphia, the number 9 hitter Carlos Ruiz will start it off against Rivera. And just to clarify one thing, the umpires, Tim, did come together.
Yes.
Well after we went to commercial break, they did discuss it, and nobody overruled the call by Brian Gorman, so the call stands.
Deciding that the ball was caught in the air. That was really the only question. The minute the ball hit the ground and Howard goes to touch first base, that means Posada is safe at second. But because he called it a line drive caught in the air, then Posada was called out.
Here's a 1-1. Ruiz, 2 bounces to Rodriguez. 1 out. Now, as we look at it in regular speed, as we watched it, you couldn't tell. And you can see how fast this is as it scoots into the glove of Ryan Howard. And certainly tough for any umpire behind the infielder to make that call.
Yes.
We've seen some obvious mistakes. I wouldn't put that one in that category.
No, that was not obvious by any means.
There was their meeting while we were in commercial break, and now the Yankees are in the field. The Phillies are at the plate, and a ball inside to Jimmy Rollins, who's 0 for 2 and 1 for 6 in this World Series. Rivera deals, and there's that cutter in on the hands from Mariano Rivera, who in his career during the World Series is 2-1, 31 innings pitched, an ERA of 1.16. And he is up on the count here. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jimmy Rollins. Up above, aerial coverage brought to you by DirecTV. To get theater quality picture and sound on every channel, call 1-800-DirecTV. Mariano Rivera, who has 37 career postseason saves, his last one coming Game 6 of the ALCS when he went 2 innings, allowed 1 run on 2 hits against the Angels. Two and 2. And now 3 and 2.
It's amazing how this game can turn from the methodical game that it was through the first 6 innings to the game it became in the 7th.
Foul tip. And still a full count. Pedro Martinez, just to finish his line, 6+ innings. He gives 3 runs on 6 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, 2 home runs against him. Turned in a very good start here tonight. A.J. Burnett was better. For Burnett, 7 innings, 1 run, 4 hits. Just 2 walks, 1 of them intentional, 9 strikeouts. That is foul. Think about how the bottom of the 7th inning unfolded. A leadoff hit by Hairston. A base hit by Cabrera on a hit and run. A pitching change. Posada delivered an RBI hit to center. It was 1st and 2nd. Nobody out with Jeter up. He struck out trying to bunt. And then the line drive double play. End of the inning. That's ball 4 and a 1-out walk.
Great at bat by Jimmy Rollins to bring the tying run up.
And that's Shane Victorino right now, who's hit 3 home runs this postseason, 0 for 3 in this game.
Rivera's a remarkable athlete, but he does not have a good move to first base. That is not unlike most short relievers in baseball.
Rollins starts and stops as Victorino fouls him. And you're only in the 8th inning, so it's worth. Rollins gets a good jump, taking off, getting into position to score on a hit, close it down to a 1-run game with the big bats coming up.
Absolutely.
To the right side and through the right side. Rollins will stop at second. It's 2 on with 1 out on a walk and a hit. Base hit by Victorino. And now the big bats are coming for the Phillies.
Ron Fairley, a terrific major league player, told me once that if an outfielder charges the ball, regardless of his arm strength, that stops the runner. And that's exactly what Melky Cabrera did then. Charging the ball, Melky does not have the strongest of arms. It's okay, a little above average. But by charging the ball, he stopped Rollins at second base.
And when you talk about outfield arm strength, the weakest arm that's in the outfield for the Yankees is in left, Johnny Damon.
Right.
So a base hit the other way by Utley with the speed of Jimmy Rollins. They'll press it all series long against Damon in left. Here's Utley, who's 0 for 2 and homered twice last night. Ball 1 low. Just 2 home runs allowed in over 128 career postseason innings. The 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. The walk to Jimmy Rollins. Only the 7th walk by Rivera as he's pitching in his 7th World Series. Followed by a hit by Victorino, and now a 1-1 to Chase Utley. Strike 2.
Rollins trying to time Rivera at second base. Jeter keeping an eye behind him. And if Rollins tries to run, Victorino will try to run.
Utley gets a piece.
You can almost see the trail runner representing the potential tying run in Victorino checking Rollins out. He's got to make sure. But one thing Rollins does not want to do in this situation is make a fake break off of second base, because if you do that, Victorino might take the bait. And if he does, you throw behind him and get him at first base.
1-2 on Chase Utley. Two and 2. The only World Series home run that Mariano Rivera has allowed was in 2000, the Subway Series. Game 2, Jay Payton of the Mets got it. At the plate now is Utley, who has a total of 34 home runs during the regular season and postseason. On deck is Howard, who has 47 total. Ball 3.
Now, if you're Charlie Manuel, you almost have to send the runners. You're in an ideal situation. Well, you're trailing by 2 runs. That's not ideal. But as far as base runners are concerned, you're in a good position.
To the right side. Cano out at second. Over to first. Out. Double play.
I don't understand why they didn't send the runners in that situation.
Well, it just cost them a double play.
That's exactly right, and the Yankees get out of it.
And it left Ryan Howard standing in the on-deck circle. Well turned by Cano and Jeter, who gave it everything he had. 3-1 New York after 7.5. On the replay, as if Chase Utley was safe, called out on a 4-6-3 double play. And that's a big call and a big missed call, because as we said going to the commercial, Ryan Howard's the next hitter, and if he bats in that spot, he's got the tying runs on, and he represents the go-ahead run at the plate, and the guy's hit 47 home runs all told in 2009.
And the point is, and we made it, if you send the runners, you don't have to worry about the play at first base, because the only play for Cano is to go to first. Now you have runners on at second and third first base open, they decide whether to walk Howard or not. But you have the potential tying run on at second base.
And now Teixeira is drilled by Ryan Madsen. First pitch to Teixeira off his leg.
Now that cut fastball right off the right knee of Mark Teixeira. Ouch.
Just below the kneecap.
And just above the shin guard he wears on his right ankle.
It brings in Alex Rodriguez. I'm sure the defense, or the explanation, better said, on the part of the Phillies will be, well, if we start the runners, Utley strikes out, you get a guy thrown out on the bases, and Ryan Howard doesn't bat in that situation, then we lose out. As it turns out, they don't start the runners, and a double play follows, and Ryan Howard doesn't bat.
Well, the key thing is the tying run. The potential tying run is a trail runner. That's why you send the runners in that situation. You have speed on the bases. It's not a certainty that Posada's going to throw out Jimmy Rollins or Shane Victorino. That's why you send the runners. You have a contact hitter up there. Don't have necessarily a ground ball pitcher, but on any fly ball, they have a chance to retreat from the bases from which they came. You got to send the runners in that situation.
Alfredo Aceves
shocked.
Starts to loosen. It was a long inning for Rivera, 23-pitch 8th inning. But he's had 3 days of rest.
Aceves may be just getting his throwing in. Maybe much ado about nothing, as Mariano appears to be all right.
Yeah, I would agree, because if you're Aceves, you're thinking, well, pitching change-wise, we're finished.
Yeah, unless it goes 16, 17 innings. It's the only way I'd get in the game.
So a swinging strike on Rodriguez, and meanwhile, Alex Rodriguez is 0 for 7 with 5 strikeouts against the Phillies in this World Series. The 1-2 from Madsen. Rodriguez struck out twice against Pedro Martinez, fly to left. Came into last night's game 1 red hot, hitting .438 in the postseason. The biggest offensive reason why the Yankees made it to the final round. That strike 3 called. Rodriguez didn't like the call, and that's out number 1. Tonight's saving moment of the game to this point, brought to you by Walmart. Save money, live better. Walmart, and it's the double play. With Utley at the plate, 2 on, 1 out, 4-6-3. From Cano to Jeter, and on to first to end the top of the 8th. So add another strikeout for Rodriguez. 0 for 8, 6 strikeouts. 3 last night and 3 tonight. Game 3 starter Andy Pettitte for New York will take on Cole Hamels on Saturday. Matsui has a home run in this game to go with his single and his walk. His home run against Pedro Martinez with 2 out, nobody on after Pedro had struck out Teixeira and Rodriguez. Gave the Yankees a 2-1 lead. It's now 3-1. Good fastball from Madsen. 2 balls and a strike. Alex Rodriguez has struck out 3 times in a game, 4 times this year. 3 of those times have been against the Phillies. It's happened in back-to-back games here to start the World Series. 2-2 now on Matsui. Cano is hitless as well in this series. He's on deck. Phillies in the 9th inning will have Ryan Howard, Jason Worth, and Raul Ibanez. And a strikeout of Matsui follows the strikeout of Rodriguez. 2 away. World Series on Fox is sponsored by Corona. Kick back and relax with an ice cold Corona and lime. By American Express. Don't take chances, take charge. And by DJ Hero. 93 original mixes now in your hands. So with 2 out and a runner at first, that's Teixeira, who is drilled on the right knee to start the inning. Here's Cano. And he gets a base hit to right. First hit of this series. Teixeira stops at second. Seems to be running well after taking that pitch off the knee. And it's 2 on with 2 out for Brett Gardner, who took over as a pinch runner last inning.
With 2 outs, Teixeira is not a fast runner, and he stops at second.
Here comes Rich Doobie, pitching coach. I'm sure remind Ryan Madsen of the scouting report on Brett Gardner. 2 on, 2 out, and Gardner could add to a 2-run Yankee lead. Warner Brothers Pictures Invictus from director Clint Eastwood stars Matt Damon and Morgan Freeman. It's in theaters everywhere December 11th. Visit from Rich Doobie is finished, and Brett Gardner, who had a chance of starting this game once Nick Swisher went to the bench. Instead, he filled his usual role of a late inning either pinch runner or defensive replacement. So far 2 for 3 this postseason, swinging the bat. Strike 1 from Madsen. 94 on the radar gun. Spins Gardner out of there. Ball 1.
Ryan Madsen featuring fastball, changeup primarily, an occasional curveball, but rarely.
On the inside corner, strike 2.
Good tailing fastball right on the corner.
And a little chopper right side that hit Gardner on the foot. It's a foul ball. So the runners return to first and second, and the count remains 1-2. And let's take a look. Glanced off the top of the right shoe of Brett Gardner. Talked about the umpiring a lot during the postseason. Major League Baseball, even though they're not really trumpeting the fact, they have an entire staff, umpire-wise, in this World Series. Every one of these umpires has worked at least one World Series. So they have gone with a more veteran staff working this last round of the playoffs. A 1-2. Gardner fouls it straight back. Big good swing by Brett Gardner. And a strikeout from Ryan Madsen on that good Madsen changeup. That sends game 2 into the 9th inning. Rivera will deal with Ryan Howard, Jason Worth, Raul Ibanez. 3-1 New York. He threw 23 pitches to get through a long top of the 8th. He leads by 2. He has saved 9 World Series games in 10 tries. His only blown save, 2001 Game 7 in Arizona. Number 2 on the all-time regular season save list. 526, and he has 37 postseason saves. Most all-time by miles. And Ryan Howard after the first pitch, strike 1. Howard has struck out 3 times tonight. That was all against A.J. Burnett, who stands to be the winner. And he'll be able to puff out his chest tonight after this effort. 7 innings, 1 run, 4 hits, 9 strikeouts. He got the game into the hands of Rivera. Pitch was up. Howard pops it foul, and that will get out of play, strike 2. Brett Myers and Brad Lidge getting loose for Philadelphia here in the 9th. In case. And Howard strikes out for the 4th time tonight.
Howard thought that pitch was outside or high or both.
Our unofficial look at it on Fox Tracks and even live, it looked like it went around the plate.
Yep.
And was a ball. Instead, Ryan Howard is frustrated with his 4th strikeout tonight. And here's Jason Worth. Ball 1. Worth has a hit, 1 for 3, and now 2 for 5 in this World Series. Ibanez on deck. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch was up. Worth almost came out of his shoes, but it's strike 2. Two and 2. Rivera, who turns 40 at the end of November. Brings home a 2-2. Off the end of the bat, 2 out. And now Raul Ibanez, who is 2 for 19 in his career, will try and extend this game, or the 105th World Series will head to Philadelphia for Game 3 on Saturday night, tied 1 game apiece. Strike 1. Ball 1. That's into left center field. That ball is not caught. Takes 2 hops, now 3-4 up against the wall, and the Phillies are still alive. Second double of this game for Raul Ibanez. And this will be an interesting matchup with the DH Matt Stairs coming up.
I was thinking the same thing. Any way to fight your way on for Ibanez. And Matt Stairs, we talked about it earlier, tries to swing as hard as he can and hit the ball as far as he can. And this gives the Phillies life.
Here we go,
Stairs has the only RBI tonight for Philadelphia. Base hit into left. He's 2 for 15 in his career against Rivera. But when he connects, they go a long way. Tying run at the plate, 2 out. Strike 1. Stairs had only 20 hits during the regular season. 5 of them left the park. Strike 2. The man with 37 career postseason saves brings home his 37th pitch of this game 2. And it's upstairs, ball 1. Ball 2.
Rivera and Posada trying to crowd Matt Stairs. Every pitch has been in off the plate.
Much less of a home run threat on deck, and Pedro Feliz, a right-handed batter. Stairs is on this roster to do one thing, and that's hit home runs.
Right. Back inside.
Game over. Series tied at a game apiece.